What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. And I want to talk about this story. It's a few years old now about the New Mexico State basketball player Mike Pete because, he's looking for redemption this year, signed with an NAIA school. And we're going to tell you kind of how it got there. He started out playing with Anthony Edwards at Georgia, believe it or not. And then that's when, he transferred to New Mexico State for a different role. He got up to averaging 9 points a game and all that. But back in October, and October the 15th, 2022 to be exact, he got in a fight at a football game in Las Cruces at New Mexico State's home field, right? He got in a fight with a New Mexico student who comes from the rival school down about 3 hours and some change in Albuquerque. Brandon Travis, they got into it, but it wasn't just them, it was a lot of people around as the footage shows. I can't show you all the footage, YouTube won't let me show it, but I'm showing you a few still shots of what happened that night. And Mike Pete, 6'7", ended up victorious in that altercation. And we see these type of things happen at arenas and stadiums around the USA, right? We've seen even the guy just a few weeks ago that was looking for Redskins. I keep saying Redskins, looking for Commanders fans, and he hit two of them, right? We seen that guy, that Ravens fan. But a lot of times these things are over when they happen. But this ain't what happened here. So just over a month later, the New Mexico State basketball team went down to Albuquerque to play New Mexico. So the basketball team came down to play them on their home floor. This is on November the 19th. The game was supposed to take place. But on the 18th, they was in a hotel, and a lady who was 17 at the time by the name of Maya Hill went up, seduced Pete or whatever, got him to leave his hotel room. And guys, this is why you never supposed to leave your hotel room when you out, especially in college, right? You ain't supposed to leave and just be out partying and hanging out, especially in rival territory, right? And Pete, knowing, some of those students from down there, they had an issue with him, right? That already happened. So the possibility of harm is there. We don't think about it as kids, but hindsight, right? And it says, in the articles that Pete and this young lady had contact for a long time. We're going to look at the rest of this. I just want to set the table for you guys. She lured him away from the hotel, so I'll kind of leave it at that. Let's get into some of this video, though.
It kind of sucks because I feel like if I would have never called Michael here last night, Brandon would still be alive and y'all wouldn't have this problem.
That's a 17-year-old Albuquerque UNM student who, while charged in this case, Action 7 News is not identifying because of her age. According to police documents and this newly released police interview, she played a key role in luring NMSU basketball player Mike Pete to the UNM campus. During the police interview, she told police she first saw Pete in October at the UNM and NMSU rivalry football game in Las Cruces.
So ever since then, we've been talking back and forth, and we just, when he got down here, he said, of course you want to have sex. So that's what we were going to do.
She says her friend Brandon Travis pressured her into setting up Pete as retaliation for a fight that occurred weeks earlier at the UNM-NMSU football game. The night she lured Pete onto campus, she at first said she didn't know who jumped Pete.
So you know who were these dudes that pulled up on you?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't think I do.
I'm pretty sure you do know who these people are.
I don't think I do.
That's when officers tell her they know she's lying. Then she starts her story all over again.
All I seen was Brandon walk up to him with the gun pointed to his face, and Michael did this. That's the last thing I seen when I ran.
Okay.
Before I ran. Because I seen the gun. I didn't know that there was a gun involved. Okay. That's why I ran.
In the police interview, the teen says things were not supposed to escalate.
I thought they were jumping him because, like I said, I heard the noise. So that's why I had, stayed there for a second. I didn't know they were gunshots.
She then tells investigators how she feels guilty.
He was nice. I felt so bad. And then now that my friend Brandon's dead, I feel like I'm kind of the reason that he's dead.
Sitting in an Albuquerque hospital bed after being shot in the leg, Aggies basketball player Mike Pete is soft-spoken.
So what would y'all be doing with the weapon? I know what y'all doing with the tablet.
An agent with New Mexico State Police asking Pete to sign consent forms allowing the agency to process items, one for a gun and another for his tablet.
They do like test fire, yeah, test fire, and match, you know what I mean? The rounds, casings, make sure it's the weapon that was used.
At one point, Peak then asked about what he claims is his gun.
It might take a while, but eventually you should get your weapon back. It might take a minute though.
I said that's my only weapon now. I can't be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you back.
They'll just send it to my house, or I will have to come up and get it.
You'll probably have to come up and get it.
Newly released surveillance video also shows the moments leading up to the shooting involving Peak, UNM student Brandon Travis, 2 other Lobo students, and a 17-year-old girl. The cameras capture Peak and the young woman walking through a campus parking lot. Roughly 10 seconds later, 3 people dressed in dark clothing followed them, one armed with a baseball bat. Then about 23 seconds later, cameras capture Peak and Travis shooting at each other. After stumbling to the ground, Peak is seen jumping on one leg, picking up things off the floor. And police say the people inside this Camaro helped Peak. You can see it pull up to the curb. 3 people get out. Police identified them as Aggies basketball players Isa Muhammad, Marcellus Avery, and Anthony Roy. Police say Peak gave them his gun and other items to put in the trunk. The cameras also capture a 4th person, the driver, who appears to be a woman, get out of the car and stop at the top of the stairs. Seconds later, you see her get back into the car and drive off before officers arrive.
So Mike Pete, he did respond to that. He was pretty much talking about what everybody had to say, saying he made a horrible decision, but wouldn't have stepped out if he knew he was being set up by 4 friends that knew each other. You're in enemy lines. You have to be cognizant of where you're at. Now, Mike Pete has gone on to land with NAIA powerhouse Langston University. I believe they were 34-2 last year. Really good school. So glad this brother is able to continue his education and play the game of basketball. Even the guy Anthony Roy, I believe he had 45 for some D1 the other day. So a few of these guys have landed back on their feet and found good homes for them, to play at a high level, right? So I wanted to say that the young man, Brandon Travis, I see his family is suing New Mexico State they were talking about a toxic environment or something like that. I don't know what they're going to get for that, but they're suing some of the administration. There was questions about how did he even have a firearm to go on campus, but that ended up saving his life after he made a bad decision. I think accountability is key in that situation. You got to take your L sometime, and okay, they're going to laugh at you, they're going to do that, but 10, 15 years from now, you be a family man with a family. People may show that online, maybe a little joke here or there, but it's not more valuable than your life. That's what you are led to believe, in the time that it's happening. People playing with you, people think you ain't like that. So they set up this whole plot to get this guy off the planet, but your plan don't go as planned when somebody else got a backup plan. And he went there with a backup plan, and what they didn't say in the story is one of the guys hit him with a baseball bat. Now the 2 guys that was helping Brandon Travis got probation. I don't think either one of those guys was charged with anything because Mike Peake made it. But if he wouldn't have made it, and they friend, it would have went through with the plan, all 3 of your lives would be over. This female, I don't think she was charged with anything. She was 17 at the time. But yeah, when coaches tell you not to go out when you're at your team hotel on the road, especially you college athletes, can't really do that with the pros. Obviously, they grown men, but in college, you need to take heed to it, because this is a worst case type scenario that they be talking about. And just going out, just trying to get trying to get with a male, female. What females y'all trying to get with a male, males y'all trying to get with a female on the opposite campus, and you got some smoke like Mike Pete had. Like, he took his heat with him. He had some heat with him. He knew it was a possibility for some smoke. And so this lady was coerced into setting them up. Said she thought it was just gonna be fisticuffs, but it wasn't. You know, it was bats, guns, everything else. And the thing that probably saved his life after he made a horrible decision is he didn't tell her that he had that heat on him. Because you could tell by how old boy was pursuing him that he thought he was the only one with it, and that's when it gets you. When he pulled out and returned fire, you know, it was lights out. And so I think the family's gonna have to consider that. It was a setup attempt. I don't know if they're gonna win anything from the university in their wrongful death suit. But rest in peace to the young man. And I just wanted to do this in case any college athletes come across this video. I really want to share it because we be leaving this earth for nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Throwing some hands and losing, taking an L. We got to take an L in life sometimes, man. And we got to do better with not bullying people after they take the L. It could be funny or whatever, but I miss the old days where if you won or lost a fight, only the people that was there saw it. And then, you know, you would know who won if the person's friend was saying it was a tie. If like somebody's closest friend said it was a tie, you know they got their tail destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So we used to know based off what was said about it, you know, how a person looked. You know what I'm saying? After the whole ordeal. But now everything's on camera. People getting jokes made. People say you got to get your lick back. It's in 4K, all that. And this is what happens, man. Pride and ego and opportunity, those are not good mixes when those three are together, man. So keep that in your mind. Just wanted to share this. Let me know what you guys think about this story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.